Long ago, Socrates said, the problem of knowledge is the key to all of our problems. I'll never forget when I read that, because I got really excited. I knew exactly what Socrates was talking about. I knew it was a whole lot more than just ignorance, because I found the most valuable knowledge in the world almost 30 years ago. Ever since that day, I've been very passionate about finding everything I could to find out whether or not that was indeed the most valuable knowledge in the world. And of course, I've concluded that it is, and now I've been looking at all these problems that are keeping us from finding this knowledge. When I read that from Socrates, I already had a list, and I had 13 problems of knowledge. The number one problem of knowledge is not having the knowledge we need. That's the ignorance. But then I knew there were reasons why we didn't know, and I was making a list of them. Again, I was real excited when I read Socrates saying that. And I've been working on that list for a long time. And I finally come up with 21 main problems of knowledge, and a total of 55 problems of knowledge. Now that might sound really complicated, and in a way it is, but it doesn't have to be. There's a real simple way of dealing with all of these problems of knowledge, including ignorance. And that's the test that ideas time has come. It's one of those 55 problems of knowledge, is we're not willing to apply what we know. But in this case, we don't even have to know anything. We can test an idea. We can test what we don't know is true yet and find out whether it is true. It's the whole purpose of my YouTube channel. Virtually every video I do is trying to get you guys to do something on a temporary basis so you can see what you're missing. Sadly, the vast majority of us are not in a position to evaluate what we're doing and what we need to do because we don't know what we're missing. We're not going to think it's a fair trade, and we're not going to be willing to even entertain the idea that that knowledge exists. Now, I've gone over all 55 of these problems of knowledge, and I even did one of my favorite videos where I gave 4 different analogies, or I used these 4 different analogies to explain the first 3 of these 21 problems of knowledge. I call it Escaping the Matrix of Evil, and I'll put a link down below. I want to make sure you guys watch that video so you can understand the obstacles we have on the hero's journey. I also want to make sure and emphasize that you guys watch What is the Healthiest Diet for Humans. I go into much detail in that video. It's an hour long. You might think it's a very long video, but in that video, I share more knowledge in that 1 hour than you're going to find in almost everything else you're going to do in your entire life. You're going to find out what the cause of disease is. You're going to understand the stages it goes through. You're going to understand that we have these 10 body systems, and you're going to understand them in a way that's easy to understand. And of course, the most important thing you're going to find out is, what is our species-specific diet? And since most of us are not in a position to even entertain that idea, what's the solution? You got to test an idea as time has come. And I guarantee you, when you do it, you're in for a treat.